I mean, first impressions, great set list. Great songs, all crowd pleasers. That's tick number one. And that's the main tick, always.
Yeah, yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant set list. So we go back to the start, looking at the order. So before I even comment on specific songs, things I always say for a set list order, right? Start strong, relatively upbeat, and familiar. Are you doing that? Yes. Losing My Religion is pretty upbeat. Um, Sweet Child of Mine also pretty upbeat,
Well, I
and
know you usually start with Sweet Child of Mine sometimes, don't you?
very often,
So I
very
got that at and I posted Losing My Origin today. I know that one quite well.
yeah. I usually think two to three at least upbeat. So Piano Man in a third. I'd probably be pushing Piano Man back later in the set a little bit,
Okay,
because it's such a classic. Like it's such a classic. It's almost too good to have so early and done with.
okay,
So even if you moved it back a few songs, because
yeah,
it's kind of a slow, it's slower. It's a bit more emotional in a way. I
yeah,
potentially, and it's just such an iconic song. I'd probably push it back a little bit,
yeah.
and
We'll do.
maybe into the middle of that set rather than the third song.
Yeah,
But
okay.
again, like this won't make a huge difference on in terms of how the gig will go, you know. But it's what I would do. I would probably save it a little bit later. So I would continue on. Would say skip Piano Man to I Don't Like Mondays. Half the World Away. That's perfectly positioned in my opinion. If you had like Wonderwall there, I'd be like, maybe too much. Too big an
Yeah.
anthem to have like so soon. Half the World Away, perfect. Viva La Vida, nice upbeat, golden brown. Um, where were we? Then you
Don't look
don't
back
look
in
back
it.
in anger. Yeah, that's well placed. Kind of towards mid, towards we'll say 75% through the set. Oh no, that's halfway through the set. Don't look back in anger. Nice. Um, I like to save Don't Look Back in Anger for towards the end of a set because it's a huge sing along. Like it's one of the biggest sing alongs, especially in the UK.
Okay,
I very often end with that last one or two songs.
really?
Just yeah. Like end of set, I always like to finish with Country Roads, Sweet Caroline. Don't Look Back in Anger is in there with that as well in terms of
But
a great ending.
if you scroll down to the bottom, my last three are Take Me Home, Country Roads, Sweet Caroline, and American Pie.
Well, there you go. Perfect. Like that's brilliant. That's a brilliant ending. Brilliant ending. So yeah, but like there's nothing wrong with it there in the middle, at all. And so the other thing that I always recommend is a mix of genres and eras in that first 10 songs. And are we doing that? Yes, we absolutely are. Coldplay, Guns N' Roses, Billy Joel, Oasis, Police, Robbie Williams, like lovely mix, and you've a mix of tempos, energy, perfect, right? You're ticking that box as well. Um, so moving on to set two, I love Big Yellow Taxi as the opener for set two.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
such a perfect opener for a set because again, it's a real attention grabber, a toe tapper, great one to get people going again if they're in the mood, right? Other thing to remember, people are not always in the mood, and sometimes the best set list in the world ends up still being background noise. And if that happens, don't take it personally because
no,
it's not,
sure, sure.
you know